Welcome back. Well, she has the flair of Florence Griffith Joyner and hopes that after the 400 hurdles she'll have a gold medal too. But America's Sandra Farmer-Patrick is up against some stiff opposition from Britain's Commonwealth champion Sally Gunnell and world champion Tatiana Ledovskaya. Bruce McAvaney is your caller.
Yes, the British have, well, they've promised a lot. Christie's delivered. Jackson didn't. Akabusi looks like he might. And Will Gunnell here.
This girl here could do it. Farmer-Patrick. Her husband started off as an 800-metre runner, then went to the hurdles. It's certainly been kept in the family, the winning streak.
So the break against the woman on the left, Ledovskaya, as they're set.
Yes, sir.
Clean start that time. Ledovskaya will go out hard. Hemmings in 7, Polymerava in 6. In 5, Ordina Farmer-Patrick. Gunnell going out hard, Bothma, and in lane 1, Vickers. Ledovskaya blowing them away in 8 at the moment. Farmer-Patrick going hard, just shading Gunnell for the moment as they go up towards halfway. Ledovskaya, Farmer-Patrick hurdle just in front. Gunnell going very hard, and so's Vickers at that halfway. Gunnell trying to go to Farmer-Patrick. Ledovskaya in 8. Farmer-Patrick, Gunnell has run brilliantly to almost join her at this one. Had a little bit of a stutter, Gunnell, falling behind them, but in the straight, Farmer-Patrick and Gunnell, Ledovskaya. It's got down to Farmer-Patrick and Gunnell with Vickers coming home well. Gunnell's taken a narrow lead from Farmer-Patrick. She charges at the last, has it won. Look for the time now. Gunnell stretches away from Farmer-Patrick. The world record just misses it. Doesn't matter. Farmer-Patrick second. What a great race. Bothman was a faller. 52.23. Can hardly believe her luck. What a great run.
Well, she ran it absolutely magnificently. She never had a falter at any stage. This was a suspect thing that might happen at the 300-metre mark. Everyone said if she could get to the 300 metres...
It's Bothma, unfortunately, the South African, who's waited so long to compete internationally.
She fell by the steeplechase, so another one carted off the track. But Sally Gunnell will remember this for the rest of her life. She's been promising so much for so long. Started off as a 100-metre hurdler, and now the Olympic champion, and a worthy Olympic champion as well. British people, there's a lot of them, a lot of supporters in this crowd of 65,000 here tonight. She didn't break the world record, but who cares?
Well, she gave it a nudge, 53.23. Great run. I thought she had a slight stutter before the hurdle. There's Bothma going, but Gunnell was really putting it to Farmer-Patrick here.
Normally Gunnell goes out extremely quick. She ran a more conservative race tonight. She knew Farmer-Patrick was the one to beat. She came off the last turn. She was slightly behind. They level up to the last hurdle, third to last hurdle, and they come over it together. Farmer-Patrick just coming to the end of her run a little bit. Gunnell, a very, very strong runner. Good quarter-miler. Takes the next hurdle extremely clean. You saw Farmer-Patrick sort of hurdled it very badly and ran to the line. Once you get your nose in front, it's very, very hard to get pulled back. But she could see the Olympic gold coming up, and why not? A worthy victory, arms in the air, the Olympic champion of 1992.
Bronze medal up for grabs. Maybe Ledovskaya in lane 8. Just the competitive edge, dipping at the right time against Vickers. It's a toss-up. Well, a great moment for Gunnell.
There we are, a gold for Sally Gunnell. She did extremely well there to beat Farmer-Patrick. She knew that she would come home strongly, and Gunnell held her form very well. As far as third place goes, Vickers from the USA tipped out the world champion from the unified team, so she'll be impressed with that run of hers. After the race, I should say, Pat Welsh spoke with Sally Gunnell at the pits.
Sally Gunnell, it's been a while in the making, but I bet it feels great right now.
It certainly does. It's taken a few years, but that's what it's all about, the experience. And I ran around there with experience behind me, and I'm really pleased.
John Walker in the commentary box noted that you looked as fit as he's ever seen you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a lot of hard work gone in over the winter, and, you know, it wasn't nice getting silver last year, so I was determined not to repeat that.
Now, you started off very smoothly. You seemed to save a bit for the finish.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I run. Try and control myself as much as I can over the first two, and then really hit it in 200, so I'm really pleased with that.
Pretty good meet for Britain so far.
Yeah, it certainly is. No, we've done really well with Linford and everything, and so many personal bests by people. It's wonderful.
You've savoured those moments over with the fans, and I see your parents.
So many people here. It's wonderful. It really is.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sally.
Yes, well done, Sally. Well, we've reached the halfway mark of the men's decathlon with 5 of the 10 events completed: the 100-metre dash, the long jump, the shot put, the high jump and the 400 metres. Australia's sole representative is 24-year-old Dean Smith. To see how he and the other competitors are faring, here's Tim Wharton.
The first event and the first heat of the day was the men's 100 metres. Smith, who was partially deaf, was up against some formidable company, including American hotshot Dave Johnson and Canada's Mike Smith.
Away. He didn't get the best up. Plazia clearly in front. Smith in front of Johnson and in front of Pohlman at this stage. Smith's running pretty well. Plazia just going to beat Smith. Smellick and Pohlman, I think, injured the New Zealander. 10.70.
The fastest heat of the 100 metres was the third. Austria's Herno Kellermeyer flying down the track.
Held them a long time. Clean start. Dorf got a very good start in lane 1. Kellermeyer of Austria going well, and so's Meyer in lane 2. Kellermeyer of Austria is going to shade them all here from Meyer and Dorf, and that's fast.
The action then moved to the long jump. Czechoslovakia's Robert Zemelik making the biggest leap of the competition, 7.87 metres to take the lead. Dean Smith was also jumping well with a leap of 7.43 metres.
Here's Dean Smith on the runway for Australia in the decathlon. Had a foul at his first attempt. After the sprint this morning, he was in 8th place with 867 points. After that foul, back to 30th. Needs a score here. That's better. Good jump. He's a good long jumper, and he likes that one. Dean Smith is happy. His second attempt.
Dave Johnson was just behind the Australian with a leap of 7.33 metres. The biggest disappointment was Mike Smith, the Canadian making just 6.83 metres. Then it was onto the shot put, and while Zemelik and Kellermeyer maintained their top placings, Dean Smith moved up to 11th place with a throw of 13.67 metres.
Not really his strength, but he puts it out just shy of 15.
Dave Johnson was under pressure after a disappointing first 2 events, and the judges gave him a hand, giving him an extra throw after 3 failed attempts. The American responded with a personal best of 15.28 metres, enough to push him up to 9th place. The high jump was the next event, and a leap of 2.15 metres by German Paul Meyer was enough to suddenly give him the lead. Zemelik had to satisfy himself with 2nd place after jumping 2.06 metres. It was a frustrating event for Dean Smith, failing to clear 1.94 metres. The 5th event of the day and the halfway mark was the 400. Meyer in good form with a time of 48.33 seconds, while Smith finished with a 50.06.
Penalva going out hard. Smith, he's already gone past Long, and he's run a very good first 150 metres. There's Meyer, who's currently in 6th position. Gorilla outside of him, 27th. De Wit in the Dutch colours is currently in 12th position. Smith for Australia is currently 21st. He's running his heart out in lane 1. He's gone out very hard in the first 200. What a moment for him in this stadium with a big crowd here. And the Spanish runner outside of him, Penalva, who's one of the favourites for the gold medal. Meyer stretching it away, and he's going to be one of the leaders tonight when they get to the end of this session. De Wit, Smith tying up a bit, but he's still running as hard as possible. Meyer running 48.34, and Smith, I think, just inside 50 seconds, about 49.74.
And so after 5 events, it's Meyer in front from Zemelik, with Australia's Dean Smith in 22nd position.
Now, the USA's Dave Johnson is actually lucky to still be in competition. He was fouled by an official 3 times in the shot put. Luckily for him, though, that was overruled and he was allowed another throw, which held up. Now, after, or I should say later this morning, the decathlon will be the first that we see from Montjuïc, and the first event coming up in that will be the men's 110 hurdles. But straight after the break, we'll go to the second half of the soccer, Australia playing Poland with Poland 2-1 up.